What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Treadwear YouTube channel. My name is Wesley, and today we are here with another bike review. This time it is on my 2023 KLR 650 Adventure. Now, the difference between just a regular KLR 650 and the Adventure is pretty much just the accessories on it, and we'll go through that. It'll be these bags right here. This box does not come on the KLR Adventure. It is kind of like an aftermarket thing. It's a waterproof box, but I'll go through that some more. The KLR 650 Adventure came with these little fog lights here. As you can see, like a little tumble. I had to repair this one, so it does not look the best. But overall, I think the 650 comes in at a little higher price. I believe right around 1,000 more. I'll put up all the prices for the base and the Adventure, but I believe they just come with these little bars down here, the little auxiliary lights. I believe that the 650 Adventure comes with these little bars down here, the auxiliary lights, the saddlebags, and I believe these hand guards as well. They are all Kawasaki branded, as you can see. The Kawasaki KLR 650 comes in at about 40 horsepower and right under 40 pounds of torque. It is a 5-speed transmission, which I kind of don't like as much. I prefer just 6-speed, but I kind of gotten used to it even after being on 6 speeds all the time. Seems like the 5-speed is just what standard Dualsports come with. It does have a 6.1 gallon fuel tank, so it's pretty chunky. It weighs, I believe, just under 500 pounds. It was like 456, so a little under 500 pounds. Honestly, the weight feels really good. I'll do a little ergonomic test here in a second to kind of show you how I fit on the bike. I'm 5'11", so if you're around that height, you'll kind of get a good look at how it'll be. But let's look at these accessories. The bags, they come with a decent amount of storage space, not a ton. I'm probably going to upgrade to some Tusk racks or some bags or something like that. I do have this little camping thing. It fits in there pretty well, and I can still put some stuff on top of it. As you can see, it's not super, it doesn't take up a whole bunch of space in there. And you do have 2 of them, and they do pop off really easily. All you have to do is just kind of press this little switch right here, and they slide up and they come off pretty easily. That being said, since they are kind of plastic and they do come off easily, when I loose out of the bike, this one here did just pop off. It's got a little scuff, but I did not break it or anything like that. So luckily I didn't have to buy a new one. And this is an aftermarket little waterproof box. I keep some of my information and like my sunglasses and stuff in here. So this just bolts right there onto this little piece. I will probably be taking it off as we're going to be going camping here soon. I just need to test fit my bag and stuff like that onto there. It does have the stock exhaust. It is not super loud. The only thing that I really wish is it was a little louder, but I understand regulations and all that. You can't really have it. So another thing it comes with is this little tool bag right here. Comes with pretty much everything that you would need to just do anything with. Let me see if I can pop it off. This is everything in the tool kit. Comes with a couple of wrenches. I don't think that's standard in the toolkit, but comes with a wrench, kind of your regular screwdriver, pliers, Allen key, and some other little bits and bobs. So that comes standard with the KLR, I would assume. It does come with these Shinko Trailmasters. These are 70/30 tires, and as I've taken this off-road. These are more on-road tires, obviously 70% on-road, 30% off-road. And if you do plan to do a decent amount of trail, I would probably upgrade to maybe a 60/40. I think I'm going to go with a 50/50 tire once these are kind of ready and I'm ready to swap over. So I will give a review on those tires once I get them, put them on, and we do some more trail stuff. But like I said, I got a little too confident on some looser gravel, and that's when I low-sided. But really the only sketchy part was some mud that we got into. That obviously they're more street centric, so you will slip and slide. But this does have a nice little, I guess, LCD dash. We'll turn that on for you. It's not super bad. It does not have like a gear shift indicator or anything like that. I wish it kind of had maybe a tack, but it does come. This is your button for your auxiliary lights. There you go, get them on. And it does come with this USB port here, if I can open it. This USB port right there, and a power outlet cigarette lighter style on this side right there. Overall, it's a pretty solid bike. I believe we got this from a dealer, so obviously I'm gonna pay more. We're right at 6,100. This is the Gen 3 of the KLR 650s. Gen 1 right here did not have really any fairings, or very little. Gen 2 started to have a little bit of the fairings, and then the Gen 3, obviously, with this big fairing and all this. I really do love all of the camo design on this. Obviously it's scuffed up, but I do love the camo design on this bike. But enough of me chatting and showing you the bike. Let me go to the ergonomics section. We'll do a little startup, and then we'll get to the riding portion. All right, as you can see, I'm now sitting on the bike, and I can, for the most part, flat-foot it. Moving the bike isn't really super difficult. It's not a super duper heavy bike. I would say that if you are maybe like 5'9" or below, you could still do it. You might just be on your tippy toes just a little bit, and if you wanted to, you could probably get a lowering link to lower it down just a little bit, but not super bad. You are more, let me put the kickstand down and I can get up. You are pretty much just like in a fairly straight up position. It's been a very comfortable bike to ride. We've ridden for several hours off-road, and I really didn't have any back issues or anything like that. Whereas riding like sport bikes and naked bikes, you kind of lean over more and you get that kind of hurt in your back. And it also helps having the bags. You're not having to wear a backpack or anything that's going to stress your back that much. The wind, the hand guards do help a ton with keeping wind. I rode on a cold morning one morning, and it helped a ton. The only thing that I think I've had to do was one of the bolts for the hand guards came off, so I had to replace that. But enough of the ergonomics now. Let's get to a startup and get to the riding. Alrighty guys, welcome to the riding portion. This is the 2023 KLR 650 Adventure. Like I said, the Adventure just adds the little accessories and all that. Doesn't really add any performance or anything. Had this for a few months. We've done some trail riding and whatnot. The only kind of downside thing that I see, or so far that I've hated about the bike, was exhaust just being a little too quiet. So I really don't know if, when I'm in like second to third gear, I don't fully know like what RPM I'm at. And that can be a little bit little bit of an issue of just, I don't know if I need to shift up or remain in the same gear that I'm in. But we plan to upgrade the exhaust a little bit later down the road to maybe an FMF or something. They don't seem to be super expensive, so that'll be at least good on the wallet. There's some other stuff that I gotta get, like quality of life. I want to get a quad lock just to have another phone holder. I need to get one for both of my bikes, both this and the Z900. The weather was not good to the one that I had, and it ended up messing up the plastic on the top that you use to unscrew it. It wouldn't turn the bolt anymore. So fortunately, I'll have to be getting 2 new things. So Quad Lock wants to sponsor me, I won't be upset. The weather's been a little hit or miss here recently in the past month or so. It'll be sunny all week, but I'll be too tired to do a video, and then it rains on the weekend, which, as you can see in the distance, it looks like it's not looking too great, but hopefully we can get through this video unscathed. Yeah, we're gonna do motor camping stuff, but unfortunately the weather rained us out on that, so we rescheduled it. It's looking good, so hopefully we'll have some motor camping stuff for you. The clutch lets out really late, which I still gotta kind of get used to. I rode this bike for quite a while, so much so that when I rode my Z900 afterwards, it was like learning a new bike again, because I'm so used to, you know, letting way out and just different seating position and whatnot, that riding the Z900 was like, I gotta learn this bike all over again. But this is the biggest Dualsport that I have reviewed on my channel. We've done a, I believe, 250 or 230 CRF. We did a DOZ 400, which was the first Dualsport, and then I wanted to do a 650, and I wanted a 650, so picked this up, and here we are doing this one. I do plan to do a review of all 3 bikes of like next to each other, so should be able to do that soon. And this bike did come with an aftermarket, it's like Kaoka or something, little cruise control thing, and it has been a decent game changer. I'll show you how it works here, and once we get to one of the sections that's a little more just straight. So if you're looking for a cruise control type thing, this one, it works really well. And you can at least turn it off with one hand. Turning it on is a little bit more difficult, which I guess you could do it one-handed, but I haven't quite figured it out. I will say that the Shinko Trailmaster, being 7030, the bike rides super smooth on the road. It can be a little sketchy off-road, like I mentioned before, so it's gonna be kind of hit or miss there. You really don't feel much more weight with these bags. They're plastic, so they're not gonna add a whole bunch of weight. I think when I go Tusk, you'll see more of the weight difference. I
will say at night, the auxiliary lights do make a huge difference. I felt like I could see a lot more. Obviously with more lights you'll see a lot more, but I felt really comfortable riding at night, being able to see like way to the side of the roads. I haven't rode at night on any trails or anything, so I don't know how well that's gonna work, but I think setting up camp, these auxiliary lights will definitely help just being able to see things at night. The only downside is when I broke this one, I looked up how much they were, and you can only buy it as a set. You can't buy just individual lights. So as much as I like these auxiliary lights, I think I'm gonna have to probably go to some aftermarket ones where if I drop it or something, I can buy just one specific light, which is a little sad, but it is what it is. It is an OEM option, so OEM options are going to be expensive. Crank this down. I'll show you this. Kind of takes a minute to kind of adjust to get where you need your throttle to be, but on like long road trips or even just like a longer commute, this is a lifesaver. It made just like straight line riding a little more easy because you can give your hands a rest. I just usually will grab this little center section and steer it a little bit like that, and then to cancel it, you just roll it forward until the throttle really doesn't stick. So it's not bad. I think these were like 30 bucks. I'll put up the name. It's kind of a weirder name. And we got traffic. Oh, perfect timing. Anyway, I was coming. But the suspension on this, being a dirt bike, feels super smooth, super bouncy, so you're not really like hitting any hard bumps and kind of getting jolted or anything. I think I've only like trail riding hit one bump, and it kind of hurt my back a little bit. But obviously, if you're trail riding, it's kind of just a whole other beast. It's not if you fall, it's when you fall. But this seat, honestly, I didn't really show this seat a whole lot during the beginning portion. The seat was my biggest complaint on the DRZ 400. Even with the aftermarket Corbin seat, it wasn't the most comfortable. It was way miles better than the original. Now this is a standard Kawasaki seat, and it is so comfortable. Like, it's not kind of fitting in between your butt cheeks like the DRZ was. You sit on it and it kind of holds you really well. And even scooting back is even wider on it. It's a lot more comfortable. The CRF, I never sat on the original seat, I believe it was an aftermarket seat. That one was pretty comfortable, but after about 30 minutes or so, your cheeks starting to cry out. But this one I've been super happy with. I can ride it for 2 hours and really not have any issues. Obviously, if you sit down for that amount of time on any kind of bike, really no matter how comfortable the bike is, you're gonna want to get up. As far as like the price point goes, because I was looking I was looking for a Gen 1 originally, and then my family kind of was like, well, I'm gonna just spend a little extra money and get like a newer one that you wanted, and one that's just newer, so you're not going to have as many issues. And then I also, this one is fuel injected. I didn't mention that at the beginning. The 2023s and the Gen 3s are all fuel injected versus carbureted like the old ones are. So that's a big big bonus there. You're not having to do some jetting and whatnot. You can just pretty much hop on it and go. But like I was saying, the price point, you can usually find like Gen 1s and some Gen 2s for around $3 grand. And I was talking with my buddy with the CRF, the 250, 230, and you find those for around the same price. And I was like, man, I feel like if I was gonna get one, you might as well just get the bigger bike. You get more bike for the money. And that's kind of my argument. Like, I know that everyone wants a Honda for the I don't know, maybe they know it's going to be reliable, but I've heard a bunch of the I think they're painting the lines and I just stepped all in it. Yep, what paint? But yeah, my shoes all wet. But yeah, the price point, like, you can get this bike or one similar for around the same price or even a little less than a DRZ 400 or a CRF 230, 250. And you get, for the most part, more bike for the money. And these bikes are really reliable. The day before I was going to get, or the day before I went and got this bike, I was getting ready to go and go pick up a Gen 1 like 2 or 3 hours away. That doesn't look good. But yeah, we just went ahead and picked up the Gen 3. I like the way they look, a little bit better. And here comes the rain. If I cut here, because I don't want my camera to get super wet, so we'll see. Turn around and probably head home before I get super wet. I won't be able to do my normal ride. But we'll just finish it. I'll ride close to my house and then I will do the final review there and whatnot. The bike is decently peppy. Hopefully you can still see and the camera's not all wet. This is what I mean. The weather has not been cooperating. A big thing of why I wanted a 650 was I wanted to be able to go highway speeds if I wanted to. And this one most definitely can. The DRZ can it struggles a little bit here and there. But the 230, 250, it was screaming going 70 miles an hour. I don't think it would like trying to go highway speeds or anything of that sort. Trying to hit some of these little bumps in the road are going to show you that suspension works really well. I mean, I guess as it should. It's a dirt bike. Alright guys, with the rain kind of moving in, I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna finish the review portion at my house, so I'll be there. I'll cut to there right now. Alright, so this is obviously a different day. I kind of realized as I went back that I didn't do a more in-depth kind of review for this bike afterwards, with the short ride that I was able to do. But owning this bike and kind of knowing more about it, I believe that the torque and the power is not too much to where if you were a new rider that you would probably hurt yourself on it or anything like that, like you would on a sport bike or anything with a bigger CC. I think if you've ridden dirt bikes or anything like that and you want to get more into the street bike, the KLR 650 would be perfect. The Adventure, like I said, comes with at least these saddlebags, not this one, but you can also get some tusk bags and all of that. And it doesn't add a ton of space, but I do like to be able to hop on this bike. It's a great commuter bike even. You can put more street-centric tires on it. It's super comfortable. This nice wide seat doesn't hurt your butt or your back at all. Suspension's great. I think this is a good, maybe a B plus overall. There's some stuff that, like, I would like a 6-speed on it. I would like maybe a tack at some point. I just can't really, it's hard for me to tell, especially off-road riding with other people with lighter stuff. It's hard for me to tell where I am in the RPM range on what gear I need to be in, which I'm hopefully going to be able to do get an exhaust for this and then see how that changes it. I was looking at some FMF and some other brands, but overall I really think it's a good commuter bike. It's pretty good overall all-around bike. So I think if you're in the market for one and are looking kind of more in the Dualsport area, this would be a perfect bike for you. Maybe not have to go for the Adventure if you're not wanting to have the hand guards or the auxiliary lights or anything like that. But if you just want a bike that will be good for commuting, maybe around the city, you can always buy the storage stuff separate. But yeah, that I think that kind of is a little bit more of a better in-depth going into it. And then what I have, there's really not much I dislike about the bike besides just the little nitpicky things of not having a tack, being a little on the quiet end, and then just the 5-speed, which most stuff comes with 5 speeds now, or at least most of the Dualsports that I know of come 5-speed. Maybe we'll get a 6-speed here in the future. But yeah, thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment what you would like to see down below, and have fun where the tread takes you. See you.